I've always been fascinated by the stories of people who live well into their 90s and even past 100. They seem to have this spark, this energy, this joy for life that many of us wish we could hold on to as we get older. And sure, we've all heard that eating your vegetables and staying active are important, and they are. But what if I told you that the real secret to a long, vibrant life isn't just about what's on your plate? After studying some of the world's oldest and healthiest communities, places like Okinawa, Japan, Sardinia, Italy, and Loma Linda, California, I noticed something surprising. These centenarians weren't just following a strict diet or exercise routine. No, they shared something deeper, something that tied them all together. And the best part? It's something every single one of us can start doing today, no matter our age. So, what is this number one longevity secret? Well, it's not just one thing. It's a way of living. And in this video, we're going to explore the key habits that these remarkable people have in common. By the end, you'll have simple, practical ways to bring more vitality, joy, and yes, even years into your life. Now let's start with the first habit. And this one might surprise you. They have a strong sense of purpose. Have you ever woken up in the morning and thought, what's the point? Maybe you felt like your best years are behind you, or that life doesn't hold as much excitement as it used to. Well, here's what the world's longest living people know. Having a reason to get out of bed every single day isn't just good for your mood, it's essential for your health. In Okinawa, they call it Ikigai, your reason for being. It could be as simple as tending to a garden, spending time with grandchildren, volunteering, or even just sharing stories with friends. The key is that they feel needed. They know their life has meaning, and science backs this up. Studies have shown that people with a strong sense of purpose have lower risks of heart disease, better cognitive function, and even live longer. So ask yourself, what brings me joy? What makes me feel useful? It doesn't have to be grand, just something that lights you up inside. They move naturally. Throughout the day now, before you groan and think, oh no, another lecture about exercise. Hold on. I'm not talking about running marathons or lifting weights. The healthiest seniors in the world don't hit the gym. Instead, they move as part of their daily lives. Think about it. In Sardinia, shepherds walk miles every day tending to their flocks. In Okinawa, elders garden, kneel on the floor, which keeps their joints flexible, and walk to visit neighbors. They're not doing workouts. They're just living in a way that keeps them gently active all day long. So how can you bring this into your life? Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Park a little farther from the store. Dance while you're cooking dinner. Even small movements add up. And the best part? It doesn't feel like exercise. It just feels like living. Now let's talk about something even more powerful than diet or movement. Something that might just be the heart of longevity. You might be thinking, okay, purpose and movement are important, but surely diet still plays a big role, right? And you're absolutely correct. What we eat matters, but here's the twist. The world's longest living people don't obsess over calories or trendy superfoods. Instead, they follow a few simple, timeless eating habits without ever feeling deprived. They eat until they're almost full. Ever heard of the phrase, hara hachibu? It's an Okinawan saying that means eat until you're 80% full. And no, this isn't about strict portion control or counting every bite. It's about slowing down, savoring your food, and listening to your body. Here's why this works. It takes about 20 minutes for your brain to realize you're full. By stopping just before that point, you avoid overeating without even trying. And the best part? You'll feel lighter, more energized, and avoid that sluggish food coma feeling. Try this at your next meal. Take smaller bites, put your fork down between them, and really taste your food. You might be surprised at how satisfying a meal can be when you're not rushing to finish it. They prioritize whole, simple foods. Now I know what you're thinking. Another video telling me to eat more vegetables? But here's the thing. Centenarians aren't choking down bland salads every day. Instead, they enjoy delicious, hearty meals made from real, unprocessed ingredients. In Sardinia, it might be a bowl of minestrone with homegrown beans and greens. In Loma Linda, California, a community of Seventh-day Adventists known for their longevity, it could be a handful of nuts or a slice of whole grain bread with avocado. The key? They're eating foods that come from the earth, not a factory. You don't need a complicated diet to make this work. Start small. Swap out one processed snack for a piece of fruit or a handful of almonds. Cook one more meal at home this week using fresh ingredients. These little shifts add up, and they're far more sustainable than any fad diet. They cultivate strong social connections. Here's the habit that might surprise you the most, and honestly, it's one of my favorites. The healthiest older adults in the world don't live isolated lives. Whether it's sharing a daily coffee with friends, attending religious services, or simply living in multi-generational homes, they're constantly surrounded by people they love. And this isn't just about feeling good. It's a matter of life and death. Research shows that loneliness can be as damaging to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. On the flip side, strong social ties lower stress, boost immunity, and even slow cognitive decline. So how can you bring more connection into your life? Call an old friend just to chat. Join a local club or volunteer group. Even small interactions, like chatting with your mail carrier or waving to a neighbor, can make a difference. Remember, it's not about having hundreds of friends. It's about having a few meaningful relationships that make you feel seen and valued. Now let's move on to the final piece of the puzzle, one that's often overlooked but just as powerful as all the others. By now, you've probably noticed a pattern. The world's longest living people don't rely on quick fixes or miracle cures. Instead, they've woven simple, joyful habits into the fabric of their daily lives. And the last few secrets might just be the most transformative of all. They know how to manage stress without medication. Let's be honest, life comes with stress, no matter your age. But here's the difference. Centenarians have developed natural ways to cope with it. In Okinawa, they practice daily moments of quiet reflection, almost like mini meditations. In Sardinia, they laugh for hours over shared meals and wine. And in Loma Linda, they set aside a full 24 hours each week for rest and spiritual connection. You don't need a fancy routine to adopt this. Try pausing for just 5 minutes a day to breathe deeply and clear your mind. Or make time for something that genuinely relaxes you. Whether it's knitting, listening to music, or sitting in the garden. Stress will come, but how you respond to it can change everything. They embrace a positive outlook on aging. Here's a fascinating truth. In cultures where elders are respected and celebrated, people actually live longer. In Okinawa, they're called timeless elders, a term bursting with reverence, not pity. Contrast that with how many of us view aging, as something to fear, fight, or hide. What if we flip that script? Studies show that people with positive beliefs about aging live an average of 7.5 years longer than those who dread getting older. So the next time you catch yourself thinking, "I'm too old for this," try swapping it with, "I have wisdom and freedom that only comes with time. Putting it all together. So there you have it. The number one longevity secret isn't a single pill, diet, or exercise hack. It's a lifestyle built on purpose, natural movement, mindful eating, deep connections, stress resilience, and a joyful embrace of aging. The beautiful part? You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Start with one small change this week. Maybe it's adding 10 minutes of walking to your day, calling a friend you miss, or simply pausing to appreciate a sunset. These aren't sacrifices. They're gifts you give your future self. I'd love to hear from you. What's one habit from today's video that resonates with you? Share in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more ways to thrive at any age. Remember, longevity isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. Here's to your health, happiness, and the wonderful journey ahead.